Hello viewers, underneath that sheet is the much anticipated, long awaited Suzuki TU500X. Wait for it, the unveiling. No, as you can tell by the low production values and my hand coming across camera, Suzuki didn't do any of this work. This is all me in my shed. So not exactly high quality production. This is more a protest video, I guess, or a come on Suzuki, what the bloody hell are you doing? We've all witnessed the Royal Enfield Interceptor take the world by storm, or certainly in my part of the world. Sorry, just taking a pen out of my hand. Told you, high quality production here. Born to be mild, what would you expect? Anything less? Yeah, so the Interceptor hit the market a couple of years ago and everyone went nuts over it, and my brother's got one, my mate's got one. I've been running around this thing and that thing, but can't help but think, why haven't Suzuki gone down the retro path and given us a little more? Like, don't get me wrong, this is an amazing little bike. It is greater than the sum of its parts. It never ceases to surprise me of its ability, etc. Anyone who's got one will know exactly what I'm talking about, and anyone who's got one's probably watching this video if they're half interested, or probably got through the first 10 seconds of the video and now have tuned out. Can't blame you for that. So, yeah, Suzuki, what the bloody hell are you doing? We already have the marketing around this. You know, we've got, from the 60s and 70s, we had... Yep, just bending over, picking up a piece of paper. We've already had the Cobra, the T500. Yes, it was a two-stroke, but you've already got your marketing in place. You know, T500 Cobra, you could link the nostalgia back to that, as all the, you know, the modern retro bikes try to do. Triumph, Kawasaki's W800, everyone's tried to link it back to, has some sort of heritage. So I can't help but think we could have done that with this. So it's all there in front of us. We just have to make a few modifications to the existing TU250, which we'd like to see. Now, I've got a little list here in the comments, and anyone else can help me out designing this, and then we'll send it to Suzuki. And if it, you know, wasn't COVID, I was thinking about doing a protest ride halfway across the world, maybe from where I am in Australia across to Japan, and knocking on Suzuki's door and telling them to get their shit together. But, you know, that's... Number one, it's a big effort, and we're probably a little bit lazy, all of us, for that, so let's not. But we'd like to see something. So engine, obviously 250. Let's make that a 500 twin. Could we do that? That'd be really nice. Thank you. Double overhead cam, please. Exhaust a little bit louder. Yes, I know we've got emissions, etc., but, you know, can we? I love the shape of the pipe. I don't want to get rid of that. Could we have two of those coming out from this fronty bit here? That would be very nice. And the same shape. I think that's... yeah, really nice shaped pipe. So two of those coming around the back. Same size, same angle. Coming across here would be great. Yeah, double overhead. Around, I think this thing is just over CB400 Super 4 is about 53, but it screams like a mozzie when you're riding it. So something a little bit lower revving would be nice and more relaxing in this sort of TU style. So, yeah, twin exhaust, 500cc, brakes. Not that there's anything wrong with these brakes. I'm actually surprised by how well that drum brake works. Like, it's got a really good feel for a drum, and it's actually quite effective. Probably better than that brake, to be honest, on the disc on this one. However, yeah, if we could get a disc on the back, twin discs on the front, a la that sort of setup, only on the nice... Keep the rims. I love the rims. Maybe a little bit wider, but we'll get to that in a sec. Yeah, twin disc up front. ABS, I think, is probably just a little bit of a standard, and it doesn't take away too much from the character. You know, I think the Interceptor's got ABS, so why not put it on the TU500 in our imaginary fictitious world? Brakes, yeah, ABS, disc front and rear. Tyres. Now, I've got Dunlop TTs on this thing, but yeah, a bit wider would be nice. So maybe 140s on the back. 110 on the front, somewhere around that sort of thing. The 18s I think are actually fine. I think they're period correct, and the Y-spoke wheels look fantastic. They're actually pretty good quality too. I haven't had any problems with the pitting or chrome or anything like that. As long as you keep it clean, it's good. Seat. Not that I mind this, and it's as comfortable as hell. I've recently done a very long journey on this bike, a couple of thousand Ks, unexpectedly. Because this one had a sulk and didn't want to go, so this one was stuck its hand up very eagerly and did it in flying colours. And this seat, I've been on some big rides with other people and they said, oh, my ass is hurting. Never with this seat. So let's go for the comfort factor, but let's do the classic one-piece Japanese, 70s sort of style, which this bike is obviously taken from. So one-piece seat there would be nice. Some nice stitching and everything. Have it finished nicely, but let's not go too hard and try too hard. So we're trying to look like something or not. It doesn't need to be too fancy. It doesn't need to be a la top-end Ducati sort of stitching or anything like that. Just something that's bloody practical and functional, is going to work and is super comfortable. That would be more than enough. Instrument switches, tacho, speedo, etc. So yeah, give me 2 of those, 2 pots up the top here. Could I have a speedo and hopefully with a little more top speed would be nice if we could just drag that around a little bit more, maybe around the, 50 horsepower. Let's go for 180, 200, somewhere in there. Yeah, tacho next to it. Yeah, just like this. Something similar to that would be nice, with a working fuel gauge neutral light. Not overly concerned about giving us a gear indicator or anything like that. But just gauges that work, and yeah, tacho definitely. If we're going to get more horsepower and a little bit more fun, a little bit more rev, yeah, it gives the tacho and a fuel gauge, not just a light, just a fuel gauge or this thing. This works very well when you fill up with fuel, but let's go with a little bit of tech. Switch gear, no issues with any of that switch gear. Works really well. Very, sort of old school, classic. Everything where you need it, everything works. What more do you need? Mirrors, the same. I'm not overly fussed on, these tiny little bar end mirrors that, something that your dentist would use. Trying to look behind you to look, one of those mirrors they stick in your mouth to look at the back of your teeth. That you're trying to look at a truck behind you. I don't really understand. So yeah, just everything that works would be nice. Same as the lights. Please just give me classic 70s Japanese, universal Japanese motorcycle indicator lights that just work and everyone can see. I don't need these tiny little dots underneath here with a brake light. It's all LED and everything, whatever, but no one can. I'd rather not die, so I'd rather have someone see that I'm indicating to go exit off a road. Would be handy. Yeah, not essential to me that, everyone else can chime in obviously with their comments, but not essential to me that it has to be a LED front headlight or anything like that. Just one that works, one that's bright, one that's angled correctly. That's fine. Yeah, finally, it's sort of styling. Just as I said just a second ago, pure Japanese, universal Japanese motorcycle. I'll get the acronym right, UJM. I don't need cafe, I don't need bobber, I certainly don't need those words written on my motorcycle. I just need to know how big it is, so just TU500X will be fine. And basically it's styling, yeah, just in, say, slanted, air-cooled, double overhead cam, air oil-cooled, double overhead cam engine. Classic styling, a little bit of an upgrade with brakes and instruments, but apart from that, just build that, Suzuki, that'll be fine. No fuss and bother, just something that works. Please, I thought I'd say please, because I'm asking a lot here. What could we use? We could do bits and pieces of, could we jam a GS500 engine in there? Maybe we could. Maybe we could use one of those. If you've got any suggestions, yeah, please add to the comments. And then obviously Suzuki, because I get at least 47 viewers, so Suzuki will obviously get wind of our actions and our protest, and they'll start building these things in no time, surely. But yeah, yes, no, perhaps not. But yeah, if you could add any comments, anything else you'd like to see on the TU500X, add away, people. And who knows? The power is with us. Catch you later, viewers.